Hi, I'm Casey Johnson. I'm the President-elect of the Consumer Attorneys of California, and this is a CAOC Conversation. Today I'm joined by Micha Star Liberty, and we're here to talk to you today about the Leadership Academy.
We are, and I think we need to go back in time and talk about how the Leadership Academy got started. In the early 2000s, we created the New Lawyers Division. There were two of us in it, and so we were around for about a year and then died out because the other only new lawyer who was on the board with me left CAOC membership. Then we got the Women's Caucus going and really built that out. But what was missing in my mind was everybody else. All of the people who don't fit into one of those, either the age groups or check the box for gender. And it's always been so important to me, and I know Casey shares this perspective as well, that we as an organization look like the people in California, look like the people that we represent day in and day out. So we created the Diversity Committee, we started the Leadership Academy. It's evolved over years, and I feel so lucky and grateful to be working with you on the Leadership Academy. Casey is the best partner in crime that I can think of.
The feeling is very mutual. Micha is absolutely the reason why I'm involved at the level that I am in CAOC. Her and Vince Howard started the DEI Committee back in the day. And the most striking thing that we see still to this day, I mean, it's very much a work in progress despite all the work that you've done and that has been done over the last decade plus, is going into meeting with legislators. California undoubtedly has the most diverse legislature in the entire state of California. And it can be downright uncomfortable to walk into a meeting with a legislator and note that on our side of the table are a bunch of straight white men. And the overwhelming majority of legislators elected in the state of California do not fit that bill. And so representation is everything, not just so that our membership reflects who California is and who our clients are, but so that we can connect with the people who are making the decisions that impact our practices and our clients.
Absolutely. And we used to say, like, we want a representative. We want to make sure we have, enough people to be in those rooms. But now that's not good enough. We need to have parity. It's not just enough to bring one or two women or one or two people of color or someone from the LGBTQ plus community. We need to build an army of lawyers who can help us in the legislature talk about all of the things that our clients face, because it's a grassroots movement, really, what we do here at CAOC, and we need everyone to be involved. And I have to tell you, I mean, we have so much fun during these Leadership Academy trainings. I think we get more, I feel like I get more out of it than I'm giving, just because, getting to meet all of these people from different firms around the state and see what they think of CAOC and give us feedback on how we can improve things, either the curriculum, which is flawless, so no real need for improvement.
No disagreement here.
But it's just so wonderful to establish those relationships that without the folks participating in the Leadership Academy, they may not feel comfortable coming up to President-elect and just starting a conversation, but we've helped integrate them and explain the structure and explain who all the people are, so they want to go up and meet the president or the vice president or the person in charge of education that year. It's really making the organization more egalitarian and more inclusive, and we have graduated fabulous classes.
There was a brief poll taken at the board meeting last night and asked to, raise hands if you're a graduate of the Leadership Academy, and a good percentage of people in that room raised their hands. There is a burning desire for people from all communities to be involved and not just be members of CAOC, but get involved, serve on committees, and ultimately serve on leadership. And I think that the Leadership Academy really has helped create that pipeline. Micha says it's jokingly, but it really is the army that we're creating, and we talk about it every time we get together to plan for the next Leadership Academy. We are creating this army of people who have a burning desire, and what I find most interesting is I am the product, and I own my privilege of being from a large law firm, and I think I've used that power and that privilege for good, but not everybody else has that experience. And what I really appreciate about the Leadership Academy is that there's a good mix of people from big firms who have mentors who are directing them into the organization and into leadership, but also a good number of people who are solo practitioners or from small firms that haven't historically been involved in the organization, and it is creating this new excitement among people and a way for them to get involved. I love that, and I completely agree with you. I feel like I get way more out of the Leadership Academy than it takes from me, and in fact, not this past class, but in 2023 we did a class, and I opened the Leadership Academy by telling everybody I did not know if this was going to happen this year. And I have to tell you, I am honestly, absolutely, and completely physically exhausted. You know, DEI has been in the headlines. There's so many other things going on. It turns out that we also have full-time law practices in addition to our volunteer work. And I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. And after reading through the applications for the people who were applying and looking at their CVs, it sparked in me this extra level of energy that I didn't even know that I had. And I thought I couldn't fathom having to call and tell the 20 of you, we can't do it this year. And yeah, to your point, like it absolutely fed me more than it took from me, and so grateful to be a part of it.
I really hope people who are watching this think about either recommending people join or sign up yourself. There's no experience level requirements or any other sort of requirements. We want to help share with you the navigation that you're going to do through this organization until you all become presidents or president-elects. That's really what we're hoping to do.
It is, and a lot of people sort of have a misconception, I think, about what leadership is and what a Leadership Academy entails. There's no one single secret to leadership. It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of learning effective communication skills, how to help sort of rise other people around you. It's creating an army. I mean, that's what you do as a leader. It's an incredible program. It's an absolutely incredible program.
And now we're going to talk about coffee.
Yeah,
Are we talking about coffee now? So my good friend Micha Star Liberty, who I am very grateful to have a professional relationship with through CAOC. I mean, she got me involved in Western Trial Lawyers in addition. Like, she's like, I'm getting Casey involved and we're going to do this together. But the big joke every time we meet is, have you started a new company yet? Do you have a new venture going on? And one of the things that I'm most excited about, because as you can tell by the speed at which I speak, I have an oftentimes unsatisfied caffeine addiction. So talk to me about coffee, Micha.
Well, I've realized, you have to have balance in your life. And the way that I achieve balance is just by piling more on one side of the scale. So when I see a problem, the first thing I do is go onto LegalZoom and create a new company to try and fix whatever the problem is that's keeping me up at night. And when I was preparing for trial in 2022, I started going down this rabbit hole about how women in the coffee community are treated. And after looking at the statistics and realizing that there's the same problems that I fight in the courtroom on behalf of women for in the coffee industry. So women experience wage theft. They do all of the labor. They are the pickers. They also experience sexual violence, human sex trafficking, human labor trafficking. If they inherit the land in most of the countries where coffee is grown, they can't claim that inheritance. It goes to the husband or to an uncle or to the father. They can't own the land that they inherit. They really have no rights. And I thought, I can do something about this. So I reached out to organizations that support women in coffee internationally. I learned from them. We shared ideas. And I'm now, so I started a coffee company called Radiant Star Roasters, and we give 15% of each bag sold to organizations that help women in coffee. I'm now working with organizations that do financial literacy training for globally for all of the women who don't know how to keep their books or can't read a spreadsheet. And we're going into various countries and doing those trainings in person. We're also doing microfinance loans. And this part makes me so happy. I mean, everything about women in coffee makes me happy, but this makes me so, so happy. There are organizations that grant small loans, $1,000, $5,000, to these women-owned coffee farms, and this is life-changing money for them. And it's so wonderful to see how $1,000 can be spread throughout a plantation, a coffee plantation, and can create so much more stability and the opportunity for these women who own these farms to send their kids to school. And they have had this program, they've had 100% repayment of every single microfinance loan that they've been given. So we're actually raising money to do a documentary in Guatemala of the original women who received microfinance and the original women that we helped do training for financial literacy. And we'll be going there to meet with them, and I'm so excited. The other thing that's really important is the coffee is actually really good. It's delicious. So you can drink a great cup of coffee while helping people. And speaking of helping people, I'm always trying to think about how I can continue to support CAOC. You know, as a past president, we're just has-beens, and we're here, you know, trying to help however we can. So CAOC and Radiant Star Roasters are doing a coffee collaboration where if you order coffee through CAOC, CAOC will get a percentage of every bag that's sold through the people who are ordering using the CAOC code when you're logging out. And shipping is free too, so don't be afraid to buy a lot of coffee, a lot of pounds.
And as an early customer, I can also attest to the fact it is a really, really good coffee. I've been a subscribing member for many years now, so it's fantastic. And I love that was sprung from a rabbit hole you fell into while preparing for trial, which is crazy, but yeah, ever the multitasker, my friend Micha.
Anything to avoid.
Excellent. Anything else you want to share about you,
No,
coffee, CAOC,
no.
Leadership Academy?
You can buy my book, Evolutionista, on Amazon.
Also sprung from trying to avoid trial preparation, I'm sure.
Yes,
absolutely.
correct.
Well, take us out.
Thank you so much for joining us for this CAOC conversation. Keep an eye out for any events that we have. It'll be on our website. And thank you for your time. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.